Greetings. We continue today on the study of about the enemy and Jude's description of the apostate. The third thing Jude declares is that no rule is recognized to their condemnation. Romans 4:5 says, "But to him that worketh not, but believeth on him that justifieth the ungodly, his faith is counted for righteousness." Chapter 5, verse 6 says, "For when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly." 1 Timothy 1:9, "Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, menslayers." 1 Peter 4:8, "Ask, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?" In 2 Peter 2:5, he says, "And spared not the old world, but saved Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly." And remember, Jesus said his second coming, the days preceding it, would be like the days of Noah. In 2 Peter 3:7, he says, "But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men." And down in verse 15 of Jude, which we're studying, he gets real specific. It almost sounds redundant. "To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against him." Fourth, Jude declares the method of their entering in among the saints. Certain men crept in unawares. We should note their entrance was not noticeably different. They enter as a cat burglar slipping into a house, as a party crasher slipping into the mingling mob, as an illegal alien slipping across the border, as an alligator slipping into the water without causing a ripple. Christ warned in Matthew 7:15, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's," very literally in shepherd's clothing, "but inward are ravening wolves." Likewise, Paul warned the Ephesian elders in Acts chapter 20, verses 29 and 30. He says, "For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them." So then let's ask the question, who is an apostate? Well, Webster defines apostasy as 1, the renunciation of a religious faith; 2, an abandonment of a previous loyalty or a defection. Thus, the apostate is one who commits apostasy, and to apostatize means to commit apostasy. Now, there are two Greek words used in the New Testament that would fall in the category of apostasy. One is apostasia, and the other is apostrepho. We'll look at apostasia today and apostrepho in the next lesson. This noun apostasy, number 646, Strong's number, is constructed of the preposition apo and the standard verb, regular verb, histemi, to stand or to place. So this word is then derived from these two, apohistemi. It occurs in Acts 21:21, where it's translated forsake. "And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs." It's used again in 2 Thessalonians 2:3, where it's translated by the words of falling away. "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away, an apostasy first, that the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Now, in the majority of occasions, the verb is intransitive, meaning that the person does not depart from where he is to go somewhere else. Rather, but he stays away, having chosen from the beginning to stay away. They have chosen not to believe instead of believing. Now, in which case the basic verb histemi, to stand, is to be interpreted not as departing, but as standing away, placing oneself away, and with the preposition apo in front, it adds the emphasis to stay away from. So in Acts 21:21, the new Christian believers among the Jews decided to stand apart from the practices of Moses, for they were in a new dispensation. They were not Judaizing Christians, but Christians standing apart from Moses. Having departed from Moses and coming to Jesus Christ, they decided that they should stand apart from Moses, that is, from the Judaistic practices that were being taught on the basis of the law of God given by him. And likewise, in 2 Thessalonians 2:3, the word apostasia does not refer to Christians who would depart from the faith, but those who would reject Christ. They would not come to Christ. They have decided to stand off from him and not come to him.